So today the energetics are really trying to help us have some faith and trust and belief in ourselves, as there are some themes coming up that are going to have us reflecting on sort of the past and the future over the next couple of weeks. And we're also getting this infusion of light today that's helping us to heal some deep wounds and also help us to sort of transform and evolve into our own self-mastery as we go through this process. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Aubrey. Today is Wednesday, August 4th, 2021, and this is my astrological outlook for the day. So we really don't have too many major aspects hitting in effect today. There's really only three particular things that I'm looking at, which is nice because we are moving towards a new moon this weekend, and that is going to be a really big energetic. There's going to be a lot to talk about with that. But for today, midpoint of the week, we have some calm and pretty nice energetics going on today. We actually have the moon in late Gemini today. The moon will be leaving Gemini today and moving into Cancer. Hallelujah. We'll be able to end this black moon energy that we've had for a couple of days. But right before the moon leaves Gemini and moves into Cancer, she will form a trine with Jupiter in the end of Aquarius. And Jupiter is retrograde right now, and Jupiter expands things, and it's like trust and faith and hope and optimism and luck and blessings and just all of the in abundance and like all of the good, beautiful, positive vibrations in the universe. And with the moon coming into this trine with Jupiter today, it should really be bringing some optimism, a little bit more enthusiasm, and also just like some more positive feelings about things generally, more hopefulness, more encouragement. But because Jupiter is retrograde, its energy is really internalized. And so what this is doing is really helping us to have and cultivate a stronger belief and faith and trust in ourselves and in our abilities and in our ability to be successful and to be powerful in our own reality and in our own experience. And when the moon forms this aspect today, because the moon is what rules our emotions and our feelings, like our internal environment and how it's going on the inside, when it makes this beautiful facilitating aspect, this trine with Jupiter retrograde, this really should be filling us internally, emotionally, with sort of a renewed sense of faith in ourselves and belief and trust in ourselves and our ability and what we have to offer and just who we are generally. Renewed faith in ourselves and our ability to create and to align with the positive version of reality that we really want to see in our lives going forward. So this is a really beautiful aspect to have an effect today, especially considering this week has been a little choppy so far. We had this Sun-Saturn opposition. That aspect is real heavy and hard to deal with. We've had black moon energy all week, and yesterday we had the Mercury-Uranus square that just really had people all over the place. So it's nice today that we are being dosed with this infusion of faith in ourselves and just belief and trust and just expanded optimism generally. So we should be feeling a bit better today internally and just about life generally. So that's definitely a positive. Also today, we have the sun at 13 degrees of Leo, and that means the sun is going to be forming a trine to Chiron, who's retrograde in Aries. So we have two trines going on today. We have the trine from the moon to Jupiter, and then we also have the trine from the sun to Chiron, and the sun is in Leo. This is the full light of the sun and just that really, really heart-based energy, like pure like passion and compassion and creative potential coming from the heart, authentic personal creative self-expression just being unleashed today and facilitating healing of wounds. Chiron is the wounded healer teacher archetype, and when Chiron is activated, a lot of times it can bring up wounding, but it's for the point of healing it and learning from it and then being able to become a master over that experience and then actually go on to teach and help other people who have and had the same experiences and are going down the same path. And so with the sun in Leo, with all of this light shining and making this facilitating aspect with Chiron today, this is like an infusion of light that is really helping us to heal our wounds on like a deep level, and also transcend them and come into that place of mastery over our experiences. So for one, we stop perpetuating those experiences and attracting them, and for two, so that, like I said, we can be this example, this guiding light to other people who are, you know, traveling along the same path or sharing similar experiences. So we have that going on today as well. Now, also with the sun being at 13 degrees of Leo, this means the sun is only 2 degrees off now from the square to Uranus that we just had with Mercury yesterday. Remember, Mercury is close to the sun right now, only a few degrees ahead, and so the aspects that Mercury has just made, the sun is trailing behind. So in 2 days, we are going to have the sun forming the exact square to Mercury and bringing up a lot of the same themes that we experienced yesterday, although it won't be as much of like a mental energy about it. It will be just generally, and in many areas of life, we'll be experiencing these shocks and surprises in this like more chaotic, confusing energy. So we do have that going on. And also, one other thing that I want to bring up today before I talk about the third aspect that's really in effect is that Venus, the degree of Venus today, and remember, Uranus is in Taurus, and Taurus is ruled by Venus. So whatever's going on with Venus is very relevant in terms of the changes that Uranus is trying to make. And since we do have the sun in a 2-degree orb square to Uranus, this is very much in effect. Like in astrology, we usually look at anything within 3-degree orbs as being a conjunction. It might not be like the exact to the degree conjunction, but anything within a 3-degree orb is like a very strong and tangible connection in terms of that way that that energy is discharging and expressing. So with, you know, the sun is only 2 degrees off from that square, so we're already feeling it and it's already in effect. And Venus today is talking about being at 17 degrees of Virgo, and the Sabian symbol or energetic frequency described in a picture form of that degree is a volcanic eruption. And Venus rules relationships and partnerships and finances and stuff like that. And with the sun coming into a square with Uranus today, even though it's not exact, and Venus at this degree of a volcanic eruption while Uranus is in her sign, it does make me think that we might see some eruptions today in relationships, partnerships, or with finances, financial situations generally. But remember, the sun is also in a trine to Chiron. So anything along those lines that does happen, and we're talking about Uranus too, and Uranus, the entire goal of Uranus in Taurus is to return things to their authentic, true value, their true, genuine, authentic worth in alignment with what they really genuinely are. And it's really throwing things up in the air that are out of alignment with genuine, authentic, true, personal value. And that has a lot to do with relationships as well. And with this, like, it's possible today that any, you know, relationships, romantic relationships, or business partnerships, partnerships of any kind, or financial agreements and stuff like that could experience some type of explosive dynamic to them today, because if they are out of alignment with integrity, or if they are out of alignment with what is truly in the authentic best of all the parties involved, Uranus wants to go ahead and just get it out of the way. And with this Chiron Sun infusion today, that's trying to really bring us some healing. And so it's possible that Uranus in square to the sun, while the sun is in a trine to Chiron and Venus is at this volcanic eruption today, it is possible that there could just be some more explosive natured things happening in relationships, partnerships, finances, but financial, like partnerships and stuff like that. But if that does happen, it's happening because the situation isn't right how it is, and it needs to be shooken up so that it can actually become more fair and balanced, and so that everyone in that situation is liberated to truly be receiving what they need and deserve. So just keep that in mind. Like, shakeups and breakups, even though they can feel really painful, are also a lot of times the remedy and the medicine for an underlying issue that people are experiencing as well. So even though a lot of times it can feel like something, you know, bad at the time, it a lot of times is for the purpose of bringing like wisdom, experience, and healing in order to break out of patterns of behavior or to, you know, heal like deep wounds and things that get us into relationships or partnerships or situations that aren't truly in alignment for our highest and our best. Uranus really wants us to all be able to evolve into our own unique, authentic, creative, true potential. And anything that is limiting us in terms of partnerships or relationships from being able to do that for any reason is there's a potential that it can be disrupted with these energetics. I'll put it like that. So just something to put out there and keep in mind alongside of this today. Now, also, the last thing that I want to talk about for today is we have Saturn, who is currently retrograde in Aquarius, moving backwards to 10 degrees of Aquarius today. He's shifting degrees for a few weeks now. He's been at 11 degrees of Aquarius, and now he's moving to 10 degrees of Aquarius. And this Sabian symbol is kind of significant, I feel like. And also what this is doing is it's reclosing the gap between Saturn and the North and the South node. Right now, the North and the South nodes of the moon, who are always in polar opposition to each other and are currently in Gemini and Sagittarius, and rule the future destiny, like the highest path that our soul individually or collectively wants to evolve. And that's the North node, and the South node rules like what we're coming from, what we're comfortable with, what we've already learned, the past, our karma, and stuff like that. And so when the North node and the South node are activated, it brings up themes of the future, where we're going, like the way that the evolution wants to take us and the way that the path wants to unfold, the cosmic blueprint, and also what we need to let go of and move on from so that we can go down that path. And with Saturn moving back to 10 degrees of Aquarius today, the North node is currently at 9 degrees of Gemini and the South node is at 9 degrees of Sagittarius. And Aquarius and Gemini are both air signs, and they are in a trine to each other. And so that means that Saturn is coming back into a 1 degree orb trine with the North node, and Sagittarius and Aquarius are in a sextile to each other. So that means that Saturn is coming into a 1 degree orb with sextile with Saturn. And both sextiles and trines, those are both positive aspects that help to facilitate things, assist things, and to help things happen. And Saturn retrograde right now is asking us to reform various areas in our lives to make them stronger, better, and more enduring going into the future so that we can align with that true, authentic, creative self-expression, and that we're building and forming Saturn what is really in the authentic nature of our soul and spirit and experience. Aquarius is where Saturn is right now, and that's playing out in a lot of different ways. But individually, Saturn in Aquarius retrograde wants us to build better, form better in alignment with what is truly authentic to us and to create our realities around that. So we have that, and with this, okay, Saturn is moving to the degree 10 Aquarius of, and this Sabian symbol is a man who had for a time become the embodiment of an ideal, is made to realize as a person he is not this ideal. So this is really about reconsidering what we've idealized and where we measure up to that. And even if that is still what we consider to be the ideal at this point in time, or if we're chasing an image that no longer aligns with our authentic value and who we really truly are and the ideal that our soul has for us. So we're in a process right now of recontemplating what our values and ideals even really truly are in the context of everything that we've learned and everything that has changed for us over this past few months and past few years. And with the nodes being activated alongside of this today, and the closer that Saturn gets to the nodes, which there won't be, I don't think, there might be, I'm not sure when the exact trine will be. I'll have to look that out, see when that happens. But the closer that these activations come to each other, the more influence this Saturnian building energy is materializing, manifesting energy is having on creating the past and leaving things or creating the future and leaving things from the past in the past. But with, like I said, with this degree today, it's like activated in with the Saturn closing the gap between the North and the South Node, and at this degree today, activating the past and the future for reconstruction along the lines of re-envisioning our authentic ideals. That's really our job for the next few weeks while Saturn is at this degree, is re-envisioning our authentic ideals and figuring out what changes we need to make to ourselves and to our lives in order to be able to build and form in accordance with that, and to be able to let go any old beliefs, past ideals, past understandings, past things that we've attached to that are keeping us from being able to move forward in that authentic direction and build that way. So that's basically what I have today. Today is, it's kind of a more calmer, energetic day. It's really trying to help us get a little bit more grounded after all of the like chaotic energy yesterday, even though we do still have this square that's going on from the sun to Uranus that's really just going to be cranking up over the next couple days. But I think that this moon Jupiter trine is really going to do a lot to help give us some hope back after like a more oppressive week. And with the sun in trine to Chiron, this is also helping us and giving us some like lighter energy to help heal some of the issues that we've been dealing with. There is that potential for relationship shakeups today. Venus at a volcanic eruption with the sun in square to Uranus in Taurus, and then we have the Saturn moving to 10 degrees at this at this degree, talking about re-envisioning our ideals in accordance to new value systems that we've created, and being able to let go of what's no longer serving us and what is maybe an ideal of the past that doesn't really hold any relevance in terms of us getting to where we're trying to get to now. So that's what I got for today, you guys. It's a nice day. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends if you think they would be interested, ring the bell if you want notifications every time I upload a video, leave me comments. I love you guys' comments. And tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. We're at like sort of this is probably like the calmest day this week. Things are going to be picking up more and more as we move towards the weekend, and we get this Sun Uranus exact conjunction, and then we have the new moon this weekend. So you're gonna want to stay tuned. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.